Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to create iCal events and for Google Calendar as well. Now there are a couple of packages in R, but I couldn't quite get them to work. And some other packages require authentication. Now by going that route, we can go ahead and automate the process of uploading them into Google Calendar. But for now, I just wanted a function that'll create the actual event using R code. Now in this function, we have a few parameters. So to create an event, we need to set a title for it, which will be under summary. We also want to add a description, a start and end date, the time zone, the attendees, so a vector of email addresses, the location. If these are recurring, you can add something like frequency, yearly, quarterly, weekly, and then the number of times you want it to repeat. We need to add a unique identifier for the event, but this process gets automated within the function. You can also add the calendar name and the calendar description, and the function will go ahead and return a vector which we can use to write out with the appropriate extension of .ics. And I'll show you how to upload these in Google Calendar and also in iCalendar. So once you pass in the parameters, it's going to load up the UUID package, which creates the unique identifier if one wasn't provided. Next, we're going to validate the inputs for the summary, the start and end date. We're going to format the timestamps for the start and end date. We need a helper function to return the dates in the appropriate format. We're going to generate the unique identifier if one wasn't provided. Then in line 61, we're going to initialize the calendar header. And here's where we add the calendar name, the time zone, and the calendar description. We need to set our start event and then add the core events. So here's where we're going to add most of our parameters, and optionally we can add the location, the recurrence rule, and any attendees. And then we end it appropriately by using end v event and end v calendar. And once we have our final ICS, we can go ahead and return it. But let's go ahead and test this function. So here I have two examples. The first I'm going to be placing in iCalendar, and then the second one we're going to add to Google Calendar. As an example, I added a test summary, description, my start and end times, my time zone, some fictional attendees, the location, and the recurring rule, which I want this monthly and a total of 3. And then once we create the event, I'm going to write out the lines and into the downloads folder. So I'm going to go ahead and run this block, which is called testcal, and it does appear here in my downloads folder. Now for the second event, I'm actually using the economic calendar that I went over last week. And here I'm just subsetting for all the instances that have high volatility. So if we take a look at market events, we only have 11 entries. So as an example, I'm going to grab one of these rows and create an event to add it into Google Calendar. Now for the economic calendar, I'm just going to add the summary. I'm going to add a description by using the actual forecast and previous values and making it one string. For the start and end dates, I'm going to be using the timestamp given in the economic calendar, which are already in my local time zone. For the end date, I just added 5 minutes to the start time. So we're going to go ahead and create this event and write it out as econcalendar.ics. And this will show up in my downloads as well. So if I double click on the test cal, it should open up on iCalendar. So I'm just going to go ahead and click OK. And now it's added a new event. So since this is recurring, we should check the following month. So here, if I scroll down, we have another event test iCal showing the proper formatting. And if we go to November 1st, which should be our final one, we do see it here. Now to delete them, I'm going to go back to our very first instance. I'm going to right click. We're going to click on delete. We can delete only this event or all of them. So I'm going to click on delete all. And here I'm just going to click on don't notify. Here we see that our event disappeared for September 1st, October 1st, and also November 1st. Now let's go into Google Calendar. Once you're here, we're going to click on this add and we're going to click on import. And I'm going to select the file from my computer. We're going to click on the econcal ICS and I'm going to click on import. And here we see a message that it imported 1 out of 1. We go back, and in order to view it, I think we have to go ahead and refresh the page. And now we do see it here under the 25. So if we go ahead and click it, we have our event name, the date and time, and the actual summary as well, which includes the actual, which won't be of value if you're looking forward for the following week, but we do get a forecast and the previous number. And here it's going to alert us 30 minutes before the event under what calendar this is on and whether it's public or not. But since this event already passed, I'm going to go ahead and delete it. So that's pretty much all you have to do to import these on Google Calendar or on iCal. But like I said, I'm going to try and go over the documentation for the Google Developer API. And once that's set up, I'll go ahead and go over it on how to import these into your Google Calendar automatically. But with that, guys, this concludes the video. I hope this was useful information. I'll leave a link down in the description area to my Patreon where you can find the script. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.